Is there not an entire section on this subject?
Yes, so it's unfair. I may have changed my mind about ether, for example.
Is your book for sale in the back?
Yes, it is.
Have you ever asked God for forgiveness?
I'm not sure. I just go and try and do a better job.
Let me tell you.
Say it like you mean it. This is my Bible.
Yo, Trey.
What up?
I got something to say.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Let Me Tell You, episode 119. I'm your host, Norm, the Master's Dog Dunham, aka the Evangelical Norm. So, I've taken 2 weeks off with the holiday and stuff like that. I just was like, so much going on, so much, I just had to take a break, right? So, took a 2-week hiatus, and as I was looking at stuff that I wanted to talk about on today's podcast, I was just like, it's just so, for so many years, as a Christian, as an evangelist, as a young earth creationist, Calvinist, theonomist, any of those things, I don't know how many times, if I had $1 for every time I've been called a science denier, I'd have a lot of dollars. I'd have a whole lot of dollars. I don't know how many I'd have, but I'd have a whole lot. But it is literally insane. So my whole thing, this podcast that I've been doing for going on, I don't know, what am I at? 3-4 years now doing this podcast. I'm just about to hit 200 subscribers on YouTube. Every once in a while I get a video that I do that gets a little over 1,000 hits. I've got one that almost got to 50,000 and then YouTube squashed it, right? But as I've been, in the years that I've been doing this podcast, I completely lost my train of thought there for a minute. And as many times as I've been called a science denier, I am just amazed at the lack of consistency. That's where I was going. My whole premise, as I've been doing this podcast, is consistent worldview. Have whatever worldview you want. Just be consistent. Just let me know where you stand. Whatever it is, I mean, whether you're going to be, the pro-baby killing, abortion supporter, or, imitation, counterfeit relationship, I can't even call it marriage, of same-sex people, and so on. I mean, be that, but be consistent. I remember, it had to have been 2-3 years now. A few years back, as an evangelist, my dream event happened downtown Salt Lake City, where the National Atheist Convention had their conference here in Salt Lake City. Comic-Con was going on, and the LDS General Conference. All happened at the same time on the same weekend. As an evangelist, I mean, you can't dream up a better scenario. I went downtown Salt Lake, and there was anybody that was in the area. There was somebody to talk to about whatever. And talking to the atheists, there was the first time, I can't remember what year it was. I know it was before Trump was elected. So, it's been 5 years now, at least, or more, maybe 6. But as I was down there and I'm talking to them, they were so proud because for the first time they had covered up the male female on all the bathrooms in, I can't remember what hotel they were in, Doubletree or one of those downtown Salt Lake. But they got permission to cover up all the placards on the bathrooms, and they had gender neutral bathrooms for the first time. And I'm like, aren't y'all the ones that keep calling us Christians who believe in a flood and an ark and a young earth and all that? Aren't y'all the ones calling us the science deniers? And yet now you're really going to roll with this whole gender fluid, be whatever the heck you want to be, no matter what your DNA says, blah, 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 garbage. Right? And so that was one of the first point in times. That may have been when I actually launched this podcast, because I'm like, people have lost their stinking minds. Has anybody seen The Atheists lately? Right? You know, as we fall under this, as Steve Deace would put it, you know, this new era of science. Right? Where the heck are the atheists? You know, we're watching all this stuff go on right now. I mean, with COVID. I mean, the stuff that's going on right now with COVID. They're literally talking about sending people into neighborhoods to do door-to-door vaccinations. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Seriously, they are considering going, you know, door-to-door to do vaccinations. I just don't get it. I mean, it's ridiculous, the thought. I can't wait. I mean, I can't wait for somebody to show up at my door. I can't wait for that conversation. For someone to show up at my door and say, would you like to take this vaccination? That has never been tested, that is unlike any other vaccine for any other virus, disease, anything that we've ever come up with. Right? This mRNA weird thing where it's not even part of the virus. It doesn't have any of the virus, but it causes it. Somehow it's weird. It's untested. We watched Johnson & Johnson's do weird things to people. We have no idea what the long-term side effects are. And they have managed to get people, the science people, to go along with this. Right? I mean, and no, I'm not. I had COVID. And this is the other thing. I have literally watched people that I know and love and respect their intelligence and so on look me dead in my eye and tell me that this vaccine is going to give me a better immunity than actually having COVID. And that's not the science. I'm telling you right now, YouTube may mute this video, Facebook may take it down, put warnings, whatever, but I am telling you right now, the science, the real true science, will tell anybody that you have your natural immunity is far better than any vaccination. That's science. But where are the people who are all about science? Where are they at? Where has anybody checked on the atheists? Are they okay? Because I don't see anybody. You know, the whole issue, they're talking about masking again and stuff like that. Masks don't work. That's the science. The science is there, and it is real, that masks do not work for airborne viruses. They just don't. It's ridiculous, you know. And then we go through this whole thing. I mean, you literally watch people, again, people that I've known and I respect, and I know that they're smart, but yet I've watched them drive down the street in a car by themselves with a mask on. And you know those are the people who have been vaccinated. So here's the thing. Does your vaccine work? Why are you wearing a mask? Does your mask work? Why do you need a vaccine? If your mask works, why do I need one? If your vaccine works, why do I need one? Why would you ever say, I don't know if I'll let my kids sit next to your kids if they're not vaccinated? Are your kids vaccinated? Does the vaccine work? That's the reality of this whole thing, is everybody is getting this vaccine and then acting like it doesn't do anything. So grasped by fear and a lack of real examination of real science, grab Steve Deace's book, Faucian Bargain, and read it. Because all the information is there. All the science is there for you to look at and understand that all of this ridiculousness, door-to-door vaccines, the vaccine in and of itself, the masks, all of it is ridiculous. And none of it can be backed up by real science. And again, okay, yeah, come at me with your fallacies and blah, 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 no truth, Scotsman, no. No. When I have listened to many doctors, and forget Fauci, that moron, and he's not a moron, he's a very smart man, but again, that dude is has a financial benefit in all of this. And and somewhere along the line, they financed the creation of the freaking virus. In China, in a lab. It's all there. But yet so many people are choosing to ignore it. And the reality is this portion of this podcast is probably going to get it shut down on YouTube. So be it. But none of this is science. And if we really want to get in, again, let's look at some more science. Right? Where are the atheists? Is anybody, they okay? They out there? Anybody know? Anybody seen them recently? Sha'Carri Richardson. Olympic, apparently not Olympic, because she apparently had, smoked a little pot. And here's the thing. I have no problem. I don't think people should smoke pot. I don't smoke pot. I haven't smoked pot since the day I got out of the Army. 1995, June something. So, 26 years since the last time I smoked marijuana. Don't like it. Don't care for it. Don't think anybody should smoke it. Don't think it needs to be out there for medicine or anything like that. Right? But Sha'Carri Richardson has it in her blood. Suspended for a year or something like that. Something, I don't know. Amazing athlete, this young lady. Right? Olympic level. Champion level. Gold medalist. I mean, again, I've watched her in a couple of videos and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, I did not know who she was until this whole scandal came up. I don't really follow. Until the Olympics start, I really don't pay a whole lot of attention. Then I get into it. But I've watched her run. Amazing athlete. Amazing athlete. Smoked a little pot, suspended. But yet, dudes who feel pretty, guys who just put on women's clothing and claim to be a woman, get to compete. Sha'Carri Richardson is not going to get to compete in the Olympics, but Jimmy Joe, who changed his name to Bobby Sue because he couldn't compete with the dudes, now he's going to be a champion among the ladies, gets to compete. Right. Science. Where are the super smart people, the science people going? What is happening here? What is going on here? Where are they? Anybody know? Are we checking on the atheists? Richard Dawkins, Brian Sapien. There's a name that nobody's heard in a while. Rational Response Squad. Where did those guys go? Penn, Gillette, right? Where all these atheists? Where are they at? How come nobody is mentioning anything about this? How come nobody is going, you know what? Scientifically, these dudes are not women and they should not be competing against women because scientifically, these dudes have a huge advantage over the women. I mean, again, the atheists are missing, but where are the feminists? I mean, I was about to say I hate to beat a dead horse, but I don't. I mean, I'll beat this dead horse until it comes back to life. Where are the feminists? Where are the atheists? Where are the science people saying this is not right? And here, let's just get to this. I was gonna try to get the video. I couldn't find the video. Well, I did. I found it, but it was long, and I didn't want to take the time to edit and chop it up and do whatever. If you want to see a little bit of who this is, go again. I'm just talking about Steve Deace all day today. Go to Steve Deace. Go to YouTube. Check out his channel. Watch the from I want to say Wednesday's episode. Wednesday, the 14th of July's episode. Aaron's montage, what happened while we were away. This couple, and I can call them a couple because they're opposite. They're a little confused. They're a little mixed up. The dude thinks he's a girl, and the girl thinks she's a dude. And thinks she's a dude that got pregnant. Well, she's a woman. She got pregnant. And so... And again, Patrona and Moderna. I mean, let's just circle back to the vaccine, right? Who... Obviously, I guess Patrona might have actually be her name. I mean, I hear it, and then just suddenly I'm Harry Potter in my head. You know, expecto patronum, whatever. Patrona. And Moderna. But come on. Dude. Girl. Lady. Whatever. That's not your name. Well, again, I can't imagine that his name is Patrona. And I guess her name could be Moderna. But I don't know. It's so confusing. It literally makes my head hurt. But so there's a video out that somebody did a documentary on these people. Somebody paid a reporter or someone, I can't remember, I don't know, to go spend time with this dude who thinks he's a girl and this woman that thinks she's a dude, happens to be with child, spend some time with them. And the most ridiculous thing, again, can somebody please call the British police and do a welfare check on Richard Dawkins? Because either he's been kidnapped and tied up in a hole and he's stuck in his garage, or something is wrong. Because there's a video out, come on, of this dude, right? And the picture that you see is the dude who apparently now has breasts because obviously taking some hormone, and the chick has a beard. I'm assuming that that she stopped taking testosterone while she was pregnant, because who knows what kind of damage that can do to a baby in the womb. But there's a video of, and I get this is a picture. The baby's been born, obviously. And I don't know what the baby's name is, but obviously they're raising it gender neutral. Its pronouns are they and their. So I don't know if the baby's a boy or a girl or what, but this is ridiculous. There's a video clip of this dude who you're looking at right here in this picture. If you're listening online, you can't see it, but the dude who thinks he's a girl in this relationship trying to breastfeed a baby, the one he did not carry or could not carry in his body, and two, he's a dude. So science says you don't produce milk. Now, yes, galactorrhea is a real thing with some males under extreme duress and generally breast cancer. Yes, men can get breast cancer. It's been, and one of the signs is I think it's called galactorrhea. I may be wrong. I may be just making up words, which I do all the time. But men can slightly lactate, but it's not true milk. It's not mother's milk. But so he's like talking, oh, well, the baby will latch. We can get the baby to latch. But, and this is where I hear, but they, we have to supplement their diet with formula. Because obviously mom has had her breast removed because she wants to be, and that's the other thing. They're angry because Washington, D.C. is forcing the female, the biological female who actually gave birth, to be listed as the mother on the birth certificate. And she's mad because she wants to be listed as the father. I mean, what? Don't ever, I mean, if you're buying into this garbage, which again, so many people that I know and love and respect buy into this BS, don't come talk to me about vaccines or science or anything. When I start talking about a global flood that God talks about in the Bible and Noah's Ark and the fact that he was able to get all the animals that needed to be there to produce all the animals that exist on the earth today, it was all possible based on the size and shape and construction of the ark. Don't come talk to me. Don't tell me anything about science if you're buying into this garbage. Because there is a dude who thinks he's a girl who's trying to breastfeed a baby that his female companion that thinks she's a dude carried, gave birth to, and then wants to be listed as the dad on the birth certificate. I mean, come on, just stop. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever. I mean, I've seen some ridiculous things in my life, and this takes the cake. Go find the video. I didn't get it because I was just too lazy to bring it up and put it on here. Now I kind of wish I did, but it's ridiculous. Go find it. Look up Moderna, Patrona, whatever. Don't weed past the Harry Potter and the COVID videos until you find this one and watch it. Just stupidity. You gotta say that quietly because my 4-year-old will come tell me, Daddy, that's a bad word. It is literally the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But yet, we're the ones that are called science deniers. Just stop. Because I mean woosah. This is ridiculous. This is the world we live in now. Where dudes get to compete with women. You'll never have another female champion of anything. As long as Supreme Courts and things like that are going to allow men to compete with women. You got dudes trying to breastfeed babies. Where is CFS? Where is DCFS? Whatever you want to call it in your state. Child Protective Services, CPS, whatever. Where are they to come in and end the child abuse that is happening in this house? Because it is child abuse. Absolutely ridiculous. But this is science nowadays. Everybody ignores the real science. Everybody ignores what we've known for years. Everything we've known about vaccines and virology and all this stuff for years and years and years. Thrown out. Herd immunity is now an outdated term. But literally, vaccines are there with the intent of creating herd immunity. But no, we don't. With everything we have ever known about viruses and so on went out the window with COVID. Because of a political party that used it as a pawn. In order to, and then this is a whole nother episode we'll get to, in order to get to the point where they could have widespread voter fraud in many states and win an election. They weaponized COVID. And then they've completely turned a blind eye to the ridiculousness that is called transgenderism. Most scientific people would call it body dysmorphic disorder. And literally recognize that it is a mental disorder. It is not a choice. It is not. It's a mental disorder. Bottom line. But yet so many people just want to ignore the science. So again, I would call on you, if you've ever made any kind of statement to anybody about believing science or being a science denier or any of these things, then you need to step up and speak up about this stuff. Be consistent in your worldview. Don't flip-flop. Don't be wishy-washy. Don't be squishy. I will call him Squishy. He will be my Squishy. Don't do that. Because it just... credibility is destroyed when you flip-flop on that. Pick a worldview and stick with it. And if you're going to have an atheistic worldview, quit trying to steal from mine. Because the majority of what you talk about and so on is theft from Christianity. So there you go. There's my vent, my rant, my welcome back to the microphone podcast. Because everything has just gone loopy in our world. And again, there's a solution. There's a solution. I'm that guy, Kurt Kennedy. I'm that guy. I'm the just preach the gospel guy. Because if we can get out there and preach the gospel, and God can take that and use that through the power of the Holy Spirit to regenerate people, then these things will change. Does that mean that's all we do? No. I mean, we do other things. I mean, I stand out of the abortion mill. We offer help. We do things to help people. But the core, the bottom line of all of the issues that are happening in our world today, CRT, abortion, transgenderism, COVID, blah, 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 the bottom line foundation is this. Preach the gospel at all times. Use words. They're necessary. Until next time, Soli Deo Gloria.